Welcome back. When we last left this puzzle, I was stumped, but I think I've got the solution now. All I have to do is just switch these two numbers so that we get 25 added here across the top and bottom, and 15 added across the vertical sides. So let's do that. Aha! And the door is open. Let's see what awaits inside. Huh?
Jessalyn?
Jessalyn! What happened? Did Harper keep
Yes?
her?
You're safe.
I don't know who you are.
Nancy, Wade hired me to help find you.
Really? Wade?
Yeah, he seemed really worried.
Oh, man. My family's just a hot mess. What is wrong with us?
What are you doing down here?
Nancy, you can't tell anyone you've seen me. No one.
So you did run away.
No, I can't say what happened. And you can't either.
I can't agree to that. I came here to find you.
Yeah.
Good for you, but I came down here not to be found.
Okay, what's going on here? We need to find out how we can help her.
Let me help you.
Fine. You haven't left me much of a choice.
So what's going on here?
You were hiding out in the tunnels because you and Harper are working together? Why?
I didn't come here intending anything more than a good scare. Harper found out I was coming and snuck up on me.
She almost died. I had to give her a paper bag for the breathing to calm her down.
Oh, Harper.
You shouldn't be proud of that.
Oh, grow up. You didn't die.
I'd been told my whole life that Harper was crazy.
What a coincidence. Me too.
Ignore her for a second. Come here.
Secrets don't make friends.
Look, she's not as nuts as she seems.
That, as they say, is debatable, my dear lamb.
Stop it. She needs to know. Leave if you don't want to listen, but it needs to be said.
I'm sorry, Jessalyn. I'll go.
What needs
The
to be
night
said?
of the fire, Harper was there. My whole life, my mother's kept me away from Harper. Said it was for my own good. I came here looking for Charlotte's ghost, but instead Harper found me. She told me that my mother was responsible for Charlotte's death.
Oh.
And I stayed to listen. I didn't laugh. I didn't run away. I stayed and listened to every word. Because she's so cold. And I believe that it might be true. I don't know if I'm going crazy or if I'm already there, but I have to know. Please, I need your help.
So Clara is responsible for the fire? Well, that would certainly explain a lot, and I can't honestly say that I'm very surprised. But what exactly is going on here now?
What can I do to help?
We've been doing this Harper's way, but we're running out of time. I need you to get the necklace from my mother's briefcase. I'll get Harper to distract her.
Why? What's so special about it?
Charlotte told Harper to open the locket if anything ever happened to her. But if we don't open it the right way, it'll destroy what's inside. Here, this will help you open the briefcase.
Alright.
My mother knows about the locket. That's why she never lets the necklace out of her sight. You need to find a way to get it.
You know, I'm kind of shocked that Harper hadn't been found already. I mean, I guess the whole sickle thing by the basement or cellar entrance makes sense, but it just seems weird that no one ever came down to the cellar all this time. I mean, I know they don't live here or anything, but it just seems odd.
Do you know that Colton is here?
I don't have time for that right now. Please go find the necklace and bring it to me.
Sorry to bring it up, but were you aware that Colton's seeing someone else?
I'm not all that surprised, to be perfectly honest.
Ooh.
You're not.
No, the whole thing was mainly my mother's idea.
Well, that does make sense in light of what we've heard.
Do you think seeing the fire is what made Harper... Harper?
Imagine carrying a secret that big for so long, not having anyone listen.
What made you trust Harper?
I wished I could explain. I've been asking myself the same thing. My mother had us convinced that Harper was dangerous. I think my mother's been putting this whole family under her thumb, me included, to keep us from finding whatever it was Charlotte was about to do.
What was Charlotte about to do, I wonder?
Do you know about Lexi?
Colton and I were never in love. We were in a mess. He loved Lexi, and I hope he goes back to her.
Aww. Well, that's nice of her.
I'd better get going.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Alright, so we've talked to Jessalyn. We found her, so we can check that off the list here.
That's done.
Along with this.
Check.
Okay, so what do we need to do now? We need to find a way to help Jessalyn, and we need to get that necklace. Is Harper still here, or did she leave? I think she left, right? Yeah, she doesn't seem to be in here anymore. Okay, so what are we gonna do next here? What are we gonna do? Oh no, Harper is here. Let's talk to her.
Quick, I haven't got all day.
You were working with Jessalyn this whole time.
I don't know. Go ask her yourself. Can't stay away?
Clara said you had a troubled childhood. Is that true?
Troubled? No, I was an angel. And I must have been quite the genius charmer, too, because one day they shipped me off. Straight to the most elite private boarding school on the East Coast. At least that's what I believed was happening, until we were creeping up the long and whirly black driveway, and I caught my first glimpse of the bars on the windows.
Uh-huh.
I became the first Thornton to be admitted to the Millicent P. Krauthammer Sanitarium for criminally insane girls and women of good social standing. I'm one of the few girls to actually graduate from that program. I got a little diploma that says Harper's no longer a danger to herself or others, and everything. And just yesterday, the Alumni Association sent me one of them dried macaroni pictures, inviting me to speak at a function. But as you can see, I am otherwise engaged.
I don't know if she's no longer a danger to other people, considering that she was operating that sickle thingy and was thinking of throwing kids down a well and, you know, all that stuff.
Where do you live when you're not here?
Wouldn't you like to know? And wouldn't I like to know?
I kind of like Harper. Yeah, she's crazy and everything, but I like crazy.
Are you the one writing the notes I keep finding?
Well, yeah.
What answer do you want me to say? Are you looking for a yes or a no? Or the in-between one?
The true one.
Just the truth.
Yeah.
Oh, now that I can't help you with. I don't function well in reality.
Yeah, we've kind of noticed.
Do you know why seeing an old film of Charlotte's birthday would upset Clara that much?
Did it upset her?
Quite a bit.
Oh, I wish I could have seen it. Reenact it for me now. You be Clara. Show me what happened.
I really don't want to do that.
Spoil sport. What was even the point then?
Did you leave that out for me to find?
No. Maybe.
Why?
Because I want her to be sad every single day of her miserable little life. And I had a hunch it would be funny, was I right?
No.
Yeah, I was. You just don't want to say it.
Maybe funny for you.
Enough. You have to tell me what you're doing.
You don't tell me enough. It doesn't work that way. When it's time to find out, you'll find out, I promise you. Promise.
Well, I think we're beginning to find out now.
Why did your family send you away?
Why don't you ask your beloved Clara?
Well, we don't really like Clara that much either, to be honest.
I think I understand why you were hiding now.
I'm used to people thinking the worst of me. It's nothing new.
Goodbye.
Yes, leave.
Aw. I wish we could do more to help Harper out, but maybe if we can clear this whole mess up, it'll all work itself out. Let's see, this just goes there, so that's not going to help. Let's go back upstairs. I want to start talking to everybody before we wrap up the game, because we're getting pretty close to the end. And I can't remember where the exit is to this place. That's the tunnel. Okay, that's the bear. Oh, here we go. It's this door. Okay, let's get out of here and... Oh, that thing just... Ah. It's not... Is that like a rat or something? Because it certainly doesn't look like a rat. I mean, it looks like an armadillo. Whoops, that just goes right back to the showroom. Come on, JB, get a grip. Clara, what do you have to say for yourself?
Nancy,
Are you okay? You look a little pale.
it's getting a little hard to breathe in here.
Not to be rude, but you don't look so great right now.
Headache. I think it's the stress. Since I got here, I have been feeling really strange.
Seems like everybody's been saying that. Why are they saying that?
Is it true Harper was committed?
What? No, she went to a boarding school. It was compulsory, but it wasn't an asylum. Although she was very theatrical about the whole affair. Where did you hear that?
From Harper?
If Harper is actually here, stay away from her.
I think we now know why she wants us to stay away from her.
I saw Charlotte.
Pretty scary, isn't it?
Yeah, you could say that. Still, there must be some sort of explanation.
You might be right. Just,
What?
I don't know. This old house is playing tricks on my head.
Can you tell me anything about your father that might be relevant?
Why would you ask me about my father?
You know, no stone unturned, pursue all angles.
I don't believe you. Fine. I never knew who my daddy was. Happy to hear me say that?
I promise I didn't know.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Can we see the family trees? I think that was the question mark.
Why didn't your mother ever tell you?
I think one day she was gonna tell me. But she didn't live to get the chance.
I've heard about the ghost, but can you tell me anything about the real Charlotte?
My cousin. But everyone thought we were sisters. She died here. Joined the old family, as they used to say. When I was a little girl, my mama used to say, after we Thorntons passed, we'd keep on living right here. Every night would be a beautiful ball with songs and cute boys to dance with.
Aww.
She wasn't trying to scare me to death, but nonetheless, I did not sleep well on story nights.
It does sound a little eerie.
That was back when Thornton Hall was pretty. Now, I don't even want to entertain the thought.
Did your mother say much else about the ghosts here?
Too much. If she thought there was a ghost about, she'd fall to pieces being so sad.
Sad? Most people are afraid of ghosts.
She had this weird belief that Thornton ghosts aren't around forever. They got a short time to make their peace. If they don't, they get bitter, real mean and nasty. Until they forget everything that made them human. And then they slip into the cracks of the world to live with the others.
The others?
The others?
The lost souls from an accident that happened here years back. Mama called them hungry shadows.
Why?
I don't want to know. She said they were all tangled together, lost and scared and mean. My mama was a good woman, but dang if she didn't scare me half to death with a regularity.
Whew, that does sound creepy.
I'd better get going.
Take care.
Okay, so we've talked to Clara, but we can't seem to get her out of here to look at that briefcase. Well, let's continue talking to people. Colton, are you here? Colton's not here. Well, I don't think we had a whole lot more to talk to him about. What about Wade? The Wade man of Alcatraz.
Ugh, you scared me.
What can you tell me about Charlotte?
Charlotte was something special. Just like our Jessalyn. She had the most beautiful voice. When she sang, it was like sunlight busting through fog.
Sounds like you were close.
She was the talented one of the bunch. You can still hear her sing. if you stop to listen in the quiet, dark places.
Yeah, we've heard her sing that Ladybug song.
What happened to Charlotte and Harper's parents?
Plane crash.
Seems like there's a lot of misfortune in the family.
Yeah.
Bad blood brings bad luck.
See you later.
Bye.
Let me see how many of the awards we've gotten. I think we've gotten most of them. Let's see. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll get the spoiler one unless I play on Amateur Sleuth without the hints. And I don't know where the Easter eggs are, unfortunately. I think one of them is in the tunnel leading down to the cellar, but I'm not really going to go look for them. I'm going to make some phone calls, because I don't think we've really called people that much throughout the game, and I kind of want to catch everybody up on what we've been doing. So let's call Addison first.
What's up?
Part of the awkward thing about doing this late in the game is that you can talk to people about things that feel like you should have talked to them about, or you should have talked, well, what am I saying here? You're talking to them about things that you probably should have talked to them about, like, several, videos ago, like, when they first happened. And sometimes you'll be asking questions that you now know the answer to.
I found a camera. Was that yours?
Yeah, that's probably Jess's. We were taking pictures for the scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
She took it with her when she wandered off. Maybe the pictures might help you find her.
Well, so far they did.
I found some strange ruins. Did you make it out there?
No, that has to be it.
What?
Jess was obsessed with finding where Charlotte died. Did it look like there was a fire there?
Yeah.
That's it. I wouldn't go near that spot for anything.
Well, it was certainly creepy for sure. And it seems like, based on that comment, that Jessalyn and Addison didn't make it there, which means that the pictures that we saw inside are probably not of them. Maybe they're of Charlotte and somebody she knew. Although I kind of find it odd that they didn't go inside, considering that they were able to go through, or open up the path at least. Maybe they were just kind of spooked.
Do you know anything about Harper?
Just what I've heard from Jessalyn. Apparently she handed in her sanity card a while back.
Yeah.
Jess said Clara was always worried Harper would return.
Why?
I think she was scared of her. She told Jess to call the police if she ever saw Harper.
Did you know Colton was seeing someone else?
What?
He implied that his relationship with Jessalyn was set up by Clara and his parents.
I used to think we were really close, but I don't know. Maybe it was, and she didn't tell me.
Aw. I hope Addison and Jessalyn can still be friends even after this is over.
Do you know anything about Lexi?
Yeah, Colton was dating her before he and Jess got engaged.
Would it strike you as weird if he were talking to her now?
Very. She split and it broke his heart. I mean, honestly. I think that's what probably prompted the engagement. If she's back, I don't even know what that means.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Alright, so that's Addison. Let's talk to Bess.
Hi, Nancy.
And Ned.
I saw an article that says Harper really lost it after Charlotte died.
Well, you can't blame her.
No, I mean, ended up getting arrested.
Whoa, that sounds bad. You gonna ask her about it?
I wouldn't get a straight answer, and I don't want her getting any more defensive.
Smart. Something like that makes me think she really might be unstable.
Yeah, I'm glad that we didn't ask her about that.
It looks like Clara never knew who her father was.
How sad. Do you think you can figure out who it was?
I don't think that's the important part.
Right. That was just a test question to see if you were still a smart detective.
Right.
For a further test, please explain why.
She never really got to know her place in the family. I don't know exactly how, but that's a piece of this. It's a case of follow the money. Someone wants what Clara has, or Clara's worried she's going to lose it. I heard Colton talking to a girl named Lexi.
Who do you think it is?
I don't know the details, but they were romantically involved.
Whoa, as in possible motive for Colton?
No clue.
Well, thankfully it seems like Colton is not involved. It seems like we've gotten the whole story from Jessalyn.
I met Harper.
What's she like?
She might be completely crazy.
Might be.
Either that or she wants me to think that's the case.
So, who is she?
She's a Thornton, all right, but that's pretty much all I know. She seems to be hiding from everyone.
Hiding?
For the moment.
You met a weirdo who has an obvious affinity for ghost kidnappings. During the course of your investigation of a ghost kidnapping?
Yes.
And you didn't tell anyone? Ned, say something to uncrazy your girlfriend.
Don't be that way?
Not compelling, Ned,
Should I say it like you would?
if that's what it takes.
Nancy, your newfound buddyship with that baddie basement dweller is freaking me out.
I have trained you well. Now go, Nancy. Tattle like the wind.
All right. I think you may have a point.
Well, we tried doing that, but no one actually found her. Yet, at least.
I found out the story about Lexi.
Yeah?
It's messy, but the upshot is Colton and Jessalyn may have been pressured into getting married.
By their parents?
Yep, and it looks like someone paid Lexi to get out of the picture.
What? That is crazy times. Why?
Colton says the Thorntons want his family's political connections, and his family needs the Thorntons' money. It sounds old-fashioned, but these are some old-fashioned families.
That is so old school. I mean, arranged marriage? That's like one-room schoolhouse, uphill both ways in the snow, and the teacher's like a horse or something, and everyone's wearing buckle hats, and they're learning about corn. Give me a sec. Went too long without breathing.
Wait, that could explain what happened. Maybe Jessalyn ran away.
You know, I don't think so. It sounds like she was sort of resigned to the idea. She and Colton were lifelong friends. The impression I get of Jessalyn is that she wouldn't just run away, not for something silly like a wedding.
See, this is what I mean. If we had picked the first dialogue option about Lexi earlier on, it would have made a little more sense than to talk about both dialogue options involving her right now.
I found Jessalyn. Hello? That's good news.
Yeah.
Hooray! She's alive! You gotta mention that up front. What happened?
Harper snuck up on her the night she disappeared.
I knew it.
No, wait. It's not what you think. At least, maybe not. Harper has always been convinced that Charlotte's death wasn't accidental, that Clara was behind it. She's been trying to get to Jessalyn for years, but Clara had convinced Jessalyn Harper was crazy, which probably wasn't hard. When Jessalyn finally heard what Harper had to say, I think part of her knew it might be true.
If she even considered that it might be true.
Yeah, if someone said that about my mom, I'd roll my eyes. Do you think it might be true?
I can believe
I
it.
don't know. Jessalyn doesn't seem like she'd be willing to let so many people worry about her unless there was some truth to it.
Why not just go to the police?
Charlotte's death was ruled accidental. Harper needed Jessalyn's help to gather evidence from Clara or no one would believe her. I still need to find a way to help Jessalyn.
Wait, hang on. So does this explain the ghosts?
Mostly. Jessalyn and Harper were dressing up as Charlotte.
I still don't understand why they do that.
It made it easy for them to move through the house without Clara knowing exactly who was there or that Jessalyn wasn't really missing. And I think Harper wanted to use Charlotte's ghost to scare Clara into confessing. But that didn't work.
This is like, what was that play we saw in school but I didn't finish because I got sick halfway through?
Hamlet?
That's it. How's that end?
Pretty much everyone dies.
Yeah.
Why show that to a bunch of kids?
It's art?
Ugh. Art is terrible. I'm done with art. It's just crafts from now on. And while I'm at it, would you take a break from the dark cases for a while?
Happily.
Yeah, just between you guys and me, I really hope that the next game in this series takes place in broad daylight. That would be so nice for videos on YouTube.
Someone keeps sending me notes.
Someone has a crush on Nancy.
Let's hope not. I think they're related to finding Jessalyn.
Right. That also makes sense.
If someone is sending you notes, that might be great news. Could mean someone wants you to find Jessalyn.
Unless it's a trap. Sorry. I know you asked me to stop saying that.
This time you might be right, but I still...
Have to follow the clues.
We know.
Like how you know that we're gonna say,
Be careful.
bring me back something awesome? Which was a joke, because I totally was gonna say the other thing.
Well, thankfully we know who was leaving us the notes, and we now know what they led to, and we also kind of know why Harper was, in a way, testing us, because she wants to know for herself that she can trust us to help Jessalyn. At least that's what it seems like.
I think I could really use a break. When I get home, we're doing something fun.
My thoughts exactly. Everyone else is letting me down. George is gone.
Aw.
Joe's discovered hiking, which Nancy is just walking. That's what it is.
That's not true.
But it doesn't stop him from talking about it. And Frank is, I don't know what Frank's problem is. He's all sullen, and he keeps talking about needing to grow up and maybe get an MBA or something. You gotta come back and restore balance to the world. Also, Ned's going to need a break from me. See? The silence speaks volumes.
I'd better get going.
Bye.
Alright, so it's good to talk to Bess and Ned again. Savannah. Let's call Savannah.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi,
Did you get the package I left for you?
Yes.
I think they're silly, but apparently some of the people I've met swear by using EMF signatures on the property.
Oh my goodness, we got a lot to talk to her about. In fact, I don't think we've even called Savannah this whole LP, because I think the mention of the package is supposed to be the first, or on your first call to her.
I showed Clara a film that really upset her.
Actual film? Where'd you find it?
Yeah, out in the ruins.
Prick up your ears. Someone's talking to you.
What do you mean?
What's on that film is at the heart of everything.
It was an old birthday party.
Charlotte's. Maybe she's the one doing the talking.
Or maybe Harper just left it out there. Actually, come to think of it, I think we called her earlier, but I think it was before we went up to Nancy's room. That may have been it, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
What have you been up to since we spoke last?
I've been teaching the road to know my wheels.
Are you working on the next book?
I've been running away from the next book. In an empty house that was filling up with chatty ghosts. But who knows? When I'm out of gas, maybe I'll have no choice but to listen to what they have to say. If they're interested, I'll send you a gallery proof. If they're not, guess I'll go teach.
Well, hopefully we won't have to go into that spooky house either.
You dated Wade, is that right?
If you're asking, then you already know the answer.
Is that the reason you didn't come?
One of the reasons. But that's just one.
I think I'd like to know the other reasons.
Because I'm less help to the living than I am to the dead.
What happened between you and Wade? I think I might need to know.
Wade is bad news. Enough said.
Aw.
You've done a lot of research on the Thornton family, right? What have you found?
Like a lot of powerful families around here, they were forged in the Civil War. Like every war, it was a brutal thing that made a lot of men dead and a couple of men rich. Or women, in this case. The family matriarch, the Gray Lady, they say she was a spy for the North.
Is that true?
Could be. She kept records like a spy for sure. Which is to say she didn't. One thing's known. She fed the North troop positions that turned the tide of more than one battle. She was compensated quite well for it. The island itself was a gift. She was either a traitor or a spy. That's why the Northerners got to calling her Gray Lady. If you ask me, she started a nasty Thornton tradition. Success at the cost of innocent blood. Anyone who tries to route things in that family gets ostracized or worse.
Do you know anything about the factory accident?
Nothing I can verify. It's been scratched out of the local history. When I was there, I expected to feel something when I stood near the old factory.
And nothing?
As many spirits as I expected. I only met one.
Charlotte?
That'd be the one. Dear, sweet Charlotte, the terror of Black Rock Island.
Jessalyn said something you might want to hear.
When you phrase it like that, I know I don't.
She said Clara has a habit of discrediting anyone who could find out her secret. She convinced the family Harper was nuts.
And she did her best to see Wade punished for something that wasn't fair. Is that what you were going to say?
Yes.
Hon, I didn't leave Wade because of Wade. I left because I wasn't strong enough to stand up to all that darkness.
If Jessalyn, Harper, and I can do what needs to be done, you won't be alone in that fight.
Nancy, as my daddy said to me, you, dear, are a pain in the rear.
Then it sounds like I'm in good company. What happened to your old assistant, Logan?
Yeah.
He fired me.
Doesn't it usually work the other way?
You'd think so. He got fed up with me.
Why?
He gave me an ultimatum, write the draft or he'd find someone else to work for. I do not do ultimatums.
I spoke to Wade.
I figured that might happen eventually. Can I explain, or are we beyond that?
I'm sure you have your reasons.
I do.
Wade said he was expecting you. Why didn't you tell me that?
I was going to come. I meant it when I told him I was coming.
But then?
But then I got scared.
What scared you away from taking the case?
To be blunt, the living Thorntons are just as scary as the dead ones.
Why?
They've dug so many graves on that rock that death himself is on the Christmas card list. I can't help but wonder if they're misfortunate fools or just addicted to Sunday clothes and the sound of a spade taking a bite out of cold clay.
Tell me what happened when you met Charlotte.
I'll tell you, hon, but you got to remember that you are not like me.
What do you mean?
I have opened the door to the spirit world, and you have not. And don't you dare do it, ever. You hear?
Yeah, I can agree to that.
I mean it. The dead are just like lost children. If you're out there leaving a trail of breadcrumbs, they will find you. Enough of the PSA. I snuck out there to the ruins on the anniversary of her death. I waited in silence for a long time. Nothing.
You didn't say the rhyme?
Oh, that. Oh, it's cute, but I wasn't looking for my daddy's brain-dead bloodhound. They come when they come, and in the dead of night, she came. Stood right beside me. Just me and her, eye to eye, for a hot minute. Finally, she reached for my wrist. She pulled me through a fog that became smoke and then fire. She pulled me back to the night she died.
Could you see what happened that night?
I couldn't see a thing. I could only feel the heat. I could feel how sad she was and how angry. I'm sorry, hon. Talking about it don't come easy.
Wow.
I'm just trying to fit the pieces together. What does Charlotte have to do with Jessalyn?
All families got one thing in common. Every generation, just like the last. There's some rebels and some oddballs that break the mold. But for the most part, one generation gonna follow into the footsteps of the next. From what I gathered, Jessalyn seems to be cut from the same cloth as Charlotte.
Yeah.
You ask me, if someone saw Charlotte as a threat, then Jessalyn's been born behind enemy lines.
You said you opened the door to the spirit world. What did you mean?
You really sure you want to know?
Maybe I don't.
You don't believe? Good. Let that be the armor you never remove.
You know I don't believe in ghosts, but something isn't right here.
Well, explain it.
I'm seeing and hearing things. I can't explain it. And I feel, we all feel...
A weight.
Exactly.
It's common with hauntings. Now, some say that haunted places... Oh, shoot. I gotta rush. That's the other line.
Can we finish the conversation?
Hi.
Yes.
I found Jessalyn.
Well, that's a relief.
Not quite. She went into hiding to find evidence that would prove that Clara...
Killed Charlotte.
How did you know?
I didn't, till just now. I met her once. She had the type of smile that never met her eyes. Now I know why.
That's a really good way to describe her.
Goodbye.
Later, hun.
Alright, so we have talked to everybody now. I'm sorry if that was kind of a little tedious, but I wanted to make sure we got that out of the way before we started the end game here. Can we talk to Wade after we talk to Savannah about him?
You sure do like creeping around.
We can talk to him about this.
Savannah said Charlotte was supposedly a ghost.
Not supposedly.
In my experience, ghosts tend to be not real.
Then consider yourself lucky. In my experience, of which I have significantly more, reality isn't that simple.
Have you ever actually seen this ghost?
This ghost was my cousin Charlotte, and yes, I saw her. I saw her grow up. I was here the night she died, and I've seen her since, much as I wish that wasn't true.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Come on, Nancy, you've seen Charlotte as well. Alright. So now, we have got to tackle this clue right here and find out how to open up the briefcase. But we'll do so in the next video.